Oh my God, what the hell is this? He's gonna try it! And will this be enough? My God, Hogan takes it! 1, 2,
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ruckus Wrastlin. I am Josh, alongside my tag team partner in this journey, Justin Toner. How are we doing today, sir?
Not bad, despite the fact I had to deal with not one but 2 power outages in my house today. Cost me a few hours of work.
Hey, you you power grid people out there. My boy in Rochester is just losing power all the time. And he pays his bills. He pays his taxes. This should not be his issue.
I mean, the weird part is that it's like it wasn't like a really bad storm last night in early in the morning, but it's like, oh, power's out, and it's like I woke up at 7 a.m. and the power's out, and I had to work at 11:30 and it wasn't back. I was just like, oh crap.
Yeah. Well,
it came back at 2 o'clock for an hour, then it went out again, and then came back 90 minutes later, and thankfully it's been back ever since.
All right. Well, hopefully it'll stay on for this show. But speaking about bumps in the road, some injury bugs have been plaguing wrestlers. Injuries everywhere. Chad Gable, Dominik Mysterio. But good news is JR is cancer free. So JR. All right.
We got it.
Way to go on that, JR. Hopefully all the scans come back negative in your foreseeable future for that.
I'll talk about injuries this week.
But Chad Gable is the bigger one. Where he's actually going to have surgery.
Yeah, he's going to have to live. He's probably looks like he's going to be out for a few months.
Yep. Yeah.
Nobody knows what it is. People are saying it was like a shoulder injury. The word
something like that.
About it, it's like it hasn't been confirmed yet, but whatever the injury is, it's serious enough that he needs some surgery. So that means he's going to be out for a bit.
Yeah.
That sucks because he's been killing it. This heel work and with all the El Grande stuff and.
He's been amazing.
So what happened between him and Penta on Monday was what makes even more sense now. That's how they're going to write him out for a bit.
Yeah. Then with Dominik.
Yeah, it's like I thought that I was like, oh, I guess Dom or AJ Styles didn't want to go to Saudi, but apparently no. Dom's injury is legit.
Yeah.
Basically not too serious.
Yeah.
So they'll probably maybe. I would assume that they'll do the match at SummerSlam instead.
Okay.
They should hopefully be good to go by then.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's what all the speculation was, which makes no sense of why.
What kind of rib injury? He even mentioned it during a promo he was attempting to cut during one of the ad breaks for people overseas who don't have to deal with the annoying ad breaks on Netflix outside the United States. So they get to see a little bit more content. I watched Cody's interview with Kevin Owens on his What Do You Want to Talk About podcast.
Watched about half of that myself.
Really funny stuff.
Great stuff.
Yeah. It's 2 best friends just hanging out and just telling stories and gets emotional, especially when talking about Dusty and being dads and stuff. And but he mentioned that he's going to be going in to get surgery for his neck injury soon. He says he's doing better. He's not in any pain or anything. But it's like it was scary because he mentioned how when after they did the MRI that found the injury, they told him you cannot take any more bumps or you could die.
Yeah.
It's like oh shit. But he says it's definitely healed up so that he's feeling good to go into the surgery. So he's talking he said it's definitely gonna be some kind of fusion. So it's like he could be out. He's gonna definitely be out at least a year, maybe even a year and a half, like Randy was.
Yeah.
Depending on the recovery. Hopefully he'll be able to recover and get back in the ring. So good luck to KO on that. JR News was good. I caught some of the clips Rhea was on with Van Fleet.
I haven't really seen. All I heard was the mommy and Poppy story. That's all I know.
Well, also apparently she revealed that she's had a nagging injury for the last several years that she's still dealing with. That like it's like her lower back will sometimes bother her, like flare up, like really bad. Ever since her and Raquel did some kind of like did like a hardcore match back in NXT a couple years ago, she said that it flared up just before WrestleMania to the point where she was worried she wasn't going to be able to do the triple threat match.
Damn.
But apparently, it's like she has a masseuse who comes in and works it out to so that when it starts bothering her. So she's got like a nagging injury herself that she's been dealing with the last couple of years.
Right. And then Braun Breaker was on Undertaker's 6 Feet Under,
dealing with injuries. Drew's still out. It's like there's injuries everywhere.
Yeah. And like I was saying, and also like this was a week of KO on Cody's. Rhea was on Chris Van Fleet, and then Braun Breaker was on with Undertaker.
Yeah, the KO with Cody was really, really good.
Really good. Them just talking about Dusty and just like how you have 5 friends, and it was just, and then them just talking shit about, you know, when you go back to the indies and charging too much, and they dropped the name, and they
multiple shout outs to the Young Bucks on a WWE sponsored podcast.
Yeah, that was really cool to learn.
And they appreciated the shout out from KO and Cody.
Yeah, and it was really cool about how Colt Cabana was able to basically save Kevin Owens' career and help his family out with the pro wrestling team.
And he also retweeted that and you know, talking about that, he appreciated the compliment from KO about that. So it's like
my funniest thing, guys. This is why I always recommend watching this one, because it's definitely the best episode that Cody's done, because it's just 2 friends just having a good time. But definitely the one about how Sammy and KO just basically make up shit like 5 minutes before they're supposed to go out there. And Sammy's like, and Kevin Owens like talking about Sammy like rap. He's like, no, tell the ref to do the spot. Yeah, do the spot. Tell the thing to do the thing. And they also gave big praise to Natalya and The Miz on that episode too. So
yeah, but I also loved how I never heard that one before about how like so some people in creative came up with the idea of having Damian Priest debut on the main roster as KO's like best friend of nowhere, and he's like he immediately shot that down. Like he's like nothing against Damian, but that would have made no damn sense.
Yeah, and then Rhea was wanting to be called Poppy, and they're like, no,
nah.
And she was like, okay, and they're like, how about Mom? And she goes, oh yeah, I can make that work.
Yeah,
and now it's like her biggest persona she's ever had. Since she's been at least in the WWE, obviously she's the hottest female wrestler going right now.
The Big Show stories also were freaking hilarious.
Oh, the Big Show stuff, like breaking the chair because he laughs too hard. I did want to go back and find that NXT match between him and Alex, for when he just runs by him and kicks him. That made Big Show crack.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to seek that out. It's like because that made Show laugh so hard that he broke the chair he was sitting on backstage.
Yeah, and then Randy
which Triple H ribbed KO about.
Right. And then Big Show, and then Randy with the milk getting spilled on him, and they brought down the big throne that you're supposed to sit on when you eat the steak because a Big Show could sit in it.
It's great stuff.
Great stuff. And then I was listening to a little bit of the Braun Breaker with Undertaker today. They talked about the iShow Speed, and then he got real into bass fishing. So he competitive bass fishes like on his off time. Braun Breaker does. So I found that kind of cool.
That makes sense. You remember when him and Apollo were feuding in NXT, and Apollo bet him out, like went out fishing with him? Well, they were chatting. So now that makes a lot more sense. It's like he likes to fish.
But his big fishing partner is not Apollo. It's Tony D'Angelo. He name drops him, and Tony would go out and
Oh, he's friends with Tony. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and obviously he's dating Izzy Dame. So he's frequented NXT tapings when he can. So that's, I heard everyone was referencing like Izzy's boyfriend, and I was like, well, I guess it's someone on the main roster, but who is it? I didn't know it was Braun. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's okay. It's not the
kinds of relationships going on. I mean, like Roxanne's boyfriend, Drake Moreau, he's back on LFG season 2. See how well he does.
And Michelle McCool now is the female coach.
Yeah, I caught the first episode. They're really trying to they're really trying to create the drama where it's like where Booker T is like threatening to walk out of the show because they were doing a draft about the wrestlers who they wanted their team to mentor, and Michelle McCool took the two people that Booker T wanted the most because she got to pick first because she's new, and he's just like lost his shit. and like Bubba Ray and Undertaker are like are looking at each other like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's if you look at it, it's really funny. It definitely amped up for the show, but it's like he's acting like he's gonna walk out. He's like, I'm tired of this shit.
It's also, just going back to the KO,
because he was still bitching about the fact that he lost to Undertaker in season 1.
Also, in the comments of the Braun Breaker Undertaker thing, ever since the KO interview dropped, they're just like, "Yeah, I can see the tan. He's way too tan."
Braun Breaker. That was the other funny thing where it's like KO was making fun of Braun getting so tan. He's like, he should be arrested.
Right, and Matt Cardona, they were like going at each
other.
And
also, he was hazing Matt Cardona about wanting to come back. He's like, every time I see Matt tweet someone on Twitter, he's talking about why hasn't WWE called him back?
Yeah, and he gets on Cody. He's like, "Huh, Cody, whenever you go to Disney with Matt, you never invite me." He goes, "Well, you weren't when he was like, we were in Japan. Mike Cardona wasn't there when we went to Disney World." So that was a great stuff there. Yeah. So speaking about talking, Patt McAfee hasn't been on Raw for the past 3 weeks. He finally made a statement basically saying, "I'm exhausted. I have a toddler at home. I run a company with 14 employees.
You need a break,
and I also do a weekly show." Yeah. So daily weekly show, 5 days a week, Patt McAfee show. So he does have some feelings, but he's got to do all that. And obviously the IWC responded accordingly, as the IWC a-holes do. And he basically posted all that and goes, "Thanks for listening, guys." Basically just like, yeah, I don't care. Because so many people were like, "Good, stay away." I'm like, guys, he's might not be your cup of tea, but that's the best Michael Cole ever is on commentary, is when Patt McAfee is there. He just brings a different energy than with Michael Cole that we've never seen. And now we're like, love Michael Cole. Corey Graves is great. And and Wade Barrett to me is the best in the game right now. But Corey Graves is great. But there's something when Pat's there that brings something special out of Michael Cole that makes that production just that much better. I've always said that. I don't think he's as good technically as Corey Graves.
No, Corey and Wade are both better, but Pat does bring some unique stuff, and so it's like that's why I'm fine with him being there. But hey, if the guy needs a break, he needs a break, and it's like I'm just glad that Corey got tapped to fill in for Pat while he's taking a breather from working the show. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm glad that WWE is being accommodating. It's like typical IWC trolls doing their usual shit.
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, guys, it's a layered thing of why Pat does commentary. One, he's fine at it. He's not bad. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea because he gets too rowdy and stuff, but he's not bad. Plus, his shows, when they go to SummerSlam and stuff, they bring a different audience to WWE with his shows going live at those WWE events. So it's a multi-layered reason of why they signed Pat to it. Now, obviously, it's getting to be football season again, so I don't know we might have Pat for like WrestleMania and certain PLEs, but I think this is, I don't know how long the contract is or anything like that. I don't see Pat really staying on much longer. Like within, I think maybe a year, and Pat's pretty much going to be maybe show up every once in a while. Kind of like the Body Ventura does for Saturday Night's Main Events. I think he might do that. But it's just very tough for him to keep doing this because ever since he was in Dublin, Ireland with Sheamus, I think he's been doing this like he's been going nonstop. So
yeah,
but yeah, just Pat, take what you need, time, and good. I'm glad that Corey's finally back on Raw. Get his.
Well, that's
shine.
a very good question. We shall see. We shall see.
I don't know on that. There wasn't really anything else news-wise that I saw. Obviously, everyone arrived safely in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, everyone was worried what was going to happen because of stuff that ran going on over there. But things have calmed down for the time being. So the show will go on.
Because I was one to think of like if there's an air threat, I don't want the show to go on. But right now there's not. So it's right now. Right now, it's fine. So
also the other thing I wanted to bring up that because we have people haven't seen or heard from Keith Lee in quite a long time.
Oh, that's right.
People were tweeting at him, saying like, fans were like, is everything okay? You doing all right? And he's like, he reiterated that he's fully healed. He's been fine for some time, but he's not being used, aka he's been benched.
Right.
He basically was saying, I'm healthy, but I'm benched for now. And because without using the word bench, he was basically like, whether I return to TV or not is not up to me, aka it's up to Tony. So,
but I mean, maybe he might.
I'm glad to hear that Keith's doing well.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
It's unfortunate that, like a lot of other people, they're benched. What do you make of all this like weird, like inconsistent, like reports about like who has issues with who over this American Gladiators reboot? Because you got the Miz as the host, but then you got AEW wrestlers like Camille and Wardlow as gladiators, and there was reports about like that. WWE wasn't happy about this. Reports are saying it was AEW who isn't happy about this because it's like they don't want to have to promote a show that's featuring people from the competition. Blah blah blah. I think sounds like it's a little overblown to me. I mean,
I think it's a big pissing contest that has nothing to do with anybody because they're not making. It's bringing viewers from both brands. Yeah, it's not like they're blocking the Happy Gilmore 2 trailers on Netflix just because MJF also happens to be in the movie. Yeah, that's petty. That's petty. But no, it's American Gladiators on what, Prime?
Yeah, on Amazon.
Yeah, so is any of these moves taking money out of each promotion's pocket?
Exactly.
But it's a pissing contest. I mean,
right. And also, it's because it's people are talking about is because Wardlow and Camille have also been benched for quite some time.
Right. Right. I thought Wardlow
and Camille is definitely there's something there. She definitely pissed off Tony or somebody or multiple people because now I haven't gotten to see the movie yet. I'm gonna try to watch it, rent it. The Queen of the Ring movie about Mildred Burke, pioneering women's wrestler. Mm-hmm. That Camille, Tony Storm, and Naomi all had parts in. Camille had like the biggest role of all the actual wrestlers who were in the movie, and she was not on TV. Talk about it. They made sure to feature, that Tony Storm was in the movie and everything. And from what I've heard from people who actually seen the movie, Tony's part in the movie is very small. Like, and same with Naomi's, where Camille has a lot of screen time. In comparison, and she was nowhere at the red carpet, nowhere to be seen, nowhere on TV. So that's what it's like. So like Jenny from New York and other people are like, that don't pass the smell test, brother.
Right. Speaking about movies, Roman Reigns has got another movie role.
Oh, that's right.
He's cast as Akuma in Street Fighter. Now,
yeah, that was rumored a while back, but now it's official. Yeah. They've announced a lot of castings, including 50 Cent as Balrog.
As soon as I saw, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, Roman Reigns, Akuma, whatever. Fine.
Okay, I can kind of picture.
And then they were like, 50 Cent is Balrog. I was like, all right, I'm out. Like, what are we doing here? This is
it's like my friend who is a big fan. My friend James, I've mentioned before on the channel. I was a friend of the channel. He's huge. He loves the Street Fighter game series. He's a big fan, and even he's like, this sounds like it's going to be a train wreck, but I still want to go see it. I was like, he's a
it can't be worse than the first one with John.
Yeah, it's like if it's going to be better than the Van Damme one, it's like that'll be a heck of an accomplishment. Because
the only reason to go is to watch very sick Raul.
The only reason I'll watch the 90s Street Fighter with Van Damme, Raul Julia, and Ming Na Wen. Ming Na Wen and Chung Li was a cool casting.
Yes, that was a great casting.
But that movie is so bad it's fun.
Yeah,
it's like
sadly
Raul Julia's last role before he passed away.
He was sick in that movie.
He was literally dying while they were filming that movie.
Yeah, but him just giving shit to the guy goes, I just didn't see that, did you? And I'm just like, this is so hamming it up.
It was Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. But we're not here to talk about.
I mean, there's so many memes that have come out of that movie. It's not even funny. But anyway, but yeah. So this is definitely, it makes sense because Roman said that he's definitely interested in transition to Hollywood because he feels like his career is definitely winding down.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the KO Cody thing is where Cody talked about when he got away from WWE, he called Big Show, and Big Show was like, "Here's my agent, go call him about getting into Hollywood."
And that's how he got did like Arrow and stuff like that, and became friends with Stephen Amell.
So. So it's just crazy because the thing is with Braun Breaker, he was talking. If it works, but he's good. He was just saying
I gotta check out Undertaker and Michelle interviewing Braun. That sounds like it was probably fun.
Yeah, it was probably fun. And the last thing I'll say, then we'll move on to SmackDown because we're at the 20-minute mark. Is he was talking about how he finally did his football stuff because he was a running back / fullback at Kennesaw State. Yeah. He was a beast there. But as soon as he was like, all right, I'm done, he went to his dad, which is Rick, not Scott. A lot of people think it's Scott. No, Rick is his dad. Scott is his uncle. But he basically finally, had the thing about like, no, I want to wrestle now. I did everything. I want to wrestle. And Rick's first call was to Kevin Nash. And Kevin Nash called Hunter. And that's all it took to get him a tryout. So, it helps to know people.
It does.
So, but the thing is yes, nepotism helped, but his skill is undeniable.
As soon as I saw him at NXT, I was like, oh my God, he's going to be a star. And it's like, he's shown ever since he's been called up to main roster, he's shown it. It's like, it's like he's gotten really over with the fan base.
They also talk. It's a really cool story about how he
has the best spear in wrestling right now. Period.
Undertaker told him, he said, no one else should be able to do the spear but you. He told him how much he likes his spear.
That's got quite a compliment for Undertaker.
Yeah. But not to spoil anything, but he does go. It's a really cool story about how he found out about him joining up with Seth and Paul.
Okay, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to SmackDown, shall we?
SmackDown from last week.
All right, LA Knight came out. Out to the ring to cut a promo on Seth Rollins and Team Heyman and called Seth out. But Paul Heyman came out instead. Heyman claimed he was a fan of Knight and warned him if he didn't back down, bad things would happen to him before the night is over. Knight mocked Heyman and threatened to fight him since he can't get Seth tonight. He offered a free shot, but Heyman left the ring and said his warning earlier wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler. Reed and Braun Breaker then come out and attack Knight. Knight was able to get a steel chair and fought them off as Heyman had his boys back down for now. Backstage, Heyman told the boys everything is still in their favor. Byron Saxton showed up to inform that GM Nick Aldis has booked Bronson Reed to face LA Knight later tonight. Heyman told Reed that patience is not a virtue, it's a strategy. I like that. And just Heyman's great. And then Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss and Queen of the Ring to go to Night of Champions as the Empress Impact Hip Attack, which is a new move that she's kind of brought out so she moves on to the finals. Then Jade Cargill, Meechin, and B-Fab were shown watching the match in the back. Meechin said her and B-Fab need to make a statement about getting the tag team titles like Asuka just made one in the ring. Saxon then came in to ask Jade about facing Roxanne Perez on Monday in the other semifinal match, and she cut a promo saying Roxanne is talented, but she was built for this. It is the next queen of the ring. Alexa ran into Chelsea Green and the Secret Service in the back as Green mocked her for losing to Asuka and complained it should be her winning the tournament. Alexa offered to face her in the ring, but Charlotte Flair came in and complained about losing last week because Fire tapped out after the 3 count and challenged Chelsea to a match tonight. Alexa told her she didn't need her help, but Charlotte said she didn't do that to help her. That's just the plot thickens. Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly was in the ring for a match against Aleister Black, but as Black was heading to the ring, R-Truth attacked Kit and put him in the STF. Black was not happy about this as officials came out to get R-Truth to back down. Jamie Noble was finally able to get Ron to back.
Quick side note, also add Elton Prince to the injury list. The reason why Kit is doing these singles matches lately is because Elton Prince got injured during their last tag match. So it's like he also was part of the injury bug.
That stinks. After a video package, we saw Truth talking to Noble. He wanted Cena now, and then Aleister Black confronted him about ruining his match tonight. Truth said it was nothing personal. Damian Priest interrupted the confrontation, telling Black that Truth is going through a lot and to let him talk to him. Black left, and Priest told Truth to focus his anger and energy on beating John Cena, and then they can go and celebrate. Ron liked that idea, and they fist bump because they're friends now.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes came out to the ring to a big reaction, but before he could speak. Jey Uso came down to the ring through the crowd to interrupt. Man, that pop for him was crazy. He said he and Cody are friends. They have fought in the trenches together and even tag team champs, but there can only be one at the top of the mountain, and vowed to win their King of the Ring match on Raw. They shook hands and hugged as Sami Zayn came out next. He said he was happy to share the ring with two great friends. He was happy they both got to win the titles and finish their story, but now it's Sami's turn to finish his story and finally become a world champion. Randy Orton then joined them and said he loves Cody, but will do whatever he has to do to win King of the Ring and go on to win his 15th world title. He respects Jey, but he will also beat him too. Randy then told Sami he thinks he can speak for Cody, Jey, and the fans that one day he will be world champion, but not now because he is going down to the RKO. Then Randy Orton RKO'd Sami to defeat him. Because Sami went to the haluva kick, but caught him with the RKO to pin. Obviously, the RKO out of nowhere never gets old.
Nope.
But we wanted Sami to win, but we know this is going. That pretty much told me what was going to happen on Raw, and that came through too. But we'll talk about that. Nia Jax came out to cut a promo on the WWE on Tiffany Stratton. It was Tiffany who came to her wanting to be under her wing, and she repaid Nia's help with betrayal when she cashed in the Money in the Bank on her to take the title. Tiffany came out to respond and said Nia needs to get over it. Tiffany is just better than her. Nia wants another shot at Tiffany, and Tiffany said, I already talked to Aldis, and next week they'll have a last woman standing match for the WWE title. Nia attacked Tiffany, and then Naomi came down with the referee looking to cash in Money in the Bank, but Nia stopped her as they argued that let Tiffany recover and knock Naomi into Nia outside the ring as she stood tall in the ring. Then Charlotte Flair defeated Chelsea Green by making her tap out to the figure 8. Fire Niven attacked Flair, which Niven almost did a botch there and screwed up Charlotte.
They did a great joke about it on Twitter in response to people saying that her botch nearly injured Charlotte again, which was great.
Yeah. They fought off the heels, and Alexa offered a handshake, but Charlotte just walked away and left. Solo met up with JC Mateo in the back, told him he is going to try and smooth things over with Jacob, but be ready. And JC nods as he tapes his fists up. Solo Sikoa went out to the ring and asked U.S. champ Jacob Fatu to come out so they could talk. Jacob comes out, and Solo said he doesn't want to fight him. He loves him. Family can have arguments and disagreements, but they can both move past this and come together again. No one wanted Jacob in the bloodline except for Solo. He gave him a chance to change his life because he loves him. Jacob said that the way he sees it is that Solo used him to gain power, fights his battles, so Solo could stay tribal chief. Solo brought him in so that Fatu could bring Solo fame and gold. Ever since he won the U.S. title, it's Solo who's been acting different. He says that the problem is the title. He offers Solo a title shot. Solo tried a Samoan spike, but Jacob blocked it. They fought until JC ran down to help Solo. Jimmy Uso then came out to help Jacob, and they fought off Solo and JC. Jimmy and Jacob stared at each other to close out the segment. Then LA Knight defeated Bronson Reed via DQ. When Braun came in and speared Knight, he hit one with another. Bronson helped him, then held him, and then Reed went up top and hit Knight with 3 tsunami splashes in a row, despite refs and officials trying to stop him. Team Heyman stood tall over Knight as officials tended to him. In the back, Jacob Fatu cut a promo saying he spoke to Aldis, and Fatu versus Solo for the U.S. title is official for Night of Champions. The announcers revealed that next week, alongside the Tiffany versus Nia last woman standing match, we will also have a women's U.S. title match with Zelina Vega versus the Beautiful Madness. Did I get that right? Julia. Madness. And a WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six, Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis. So they didn't dodge them quick enough, but DIY is loving it probably. Yep. And in the main event, R-Truth defeated John Cena via DQ when Cena hit him with the WWE title belt when Truth tried to stop Cena from walking out of the match. CM Punk's music hit, and he came out to attack Cena. They fought, and Cena kicked Punk in the balls when he tried to hit him with the title belt. Cena then pulled out a table from under the ring, and Punk threw it with a AA. And Punk put through it with an AA. Cena then got on the mic and sat on the turnbuckle and cut his own version of Punk's infamous pipe bomb promo on Punk. Too much was said to put in his recap. We'll go over the big points. Cena left Punk lying there in the ring to close out the show with the longest table sell since Cena did it 14 years ago.
Yes. There was all kinds of callbacks to the original pipe bomb because he cut the original pipe bomb in 2011 on Raw, on Cena, after Cena had a match with R-Truth, where R-Truth put him through a table.
Right.
So Cena put Punk through a table this time and cut his own version of the pipe bomb, but he did it on the top of the turnbuckle. Made a lot of callbacks to it. Got people's attention when he called out Claudio Castagnoli, Matt Cardona, and Nick Nemeth by name. It's like, hi guys.
Yeah. And a lot of people read way too much into that, thinking that Matt, Nick, CC.
Yeah.
They were like, real. I was like, I don't know if he's really
trying to decode.
Right. I was like, no, he just called out guys from other companies.
Yeah.
That's right, other companies.
Just did it for the hell of it. And Matt Cardona did a great job of like being like, hey John.
Matt Cardona is a genius when it comes to like, he was even like doing a bunch of stuff about KO when he was saying stuff. So he was trying to like push his merch and stuff. It's the same thing with John Cena, like when he was saying stuff. So Matt always like knows like, oh, they mentioned my name. Yeah. Time to cash in on that.
This was the best thing Cena has done during this heel run.
Ever since we thought was just with the you all can't handle the truth promo, it's finally gotten there. But it helps the fact that CM Punk can bring this out of him.
You know, it's funny. It's like people on Twitter pointed out at one of the post media scrums from one of the recent PLEs where Punk was like, I bring out the best in people. And it's like everyone's putting like, well, look what we're getting the best of heel Cena so far because of Punk. It's like, and it's fact.
Yeah, McIntyre, MJF, Cena.
Yeah. Look what him and look at the magic that Punk and McIntyre made last year with their.
Yeah.
It's like, and now he's finally making the heel Cena run entertaining.
Yeah.
Because of the stuff that Cena's doing here. This was really creative stuff. I was enjoying this whole thing.
I loved it. I loved it from start to finish. When he immediately we sat there as you lay there, most uncomfortable. Oh my God, he's doing it. He's doing the thing.
Yep. As soon as he set up there and they showed, I was like, oh, Cena's doing his own version of the pipe bomb to mock Punk.
Yeah.
And I liked some of the stuff where he goes, I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous how you bullshit. It's like you're such a bullshitter. It's like talking about how like he's like Mr. TKO, taking all kinds of nice like good like shots at him.
Yeah, basically because of how he says, you'll just kiss Vince McMahon's ass. It's kind of the same thing with you're Mr. TKO. It's like that's kind of like the callback there. I did like you were the best in the world for 14 minutes 7 years ago or whatever it was, for like 7 minutes 14 years ago.
Yeah, when he beat him at Money in the Bank for the first time, though, in the WWE title,
right?
And literally walked out of the company with the title.
Yeah. So I don't, guys. I would have loved to play all of it for you all.
Yeah, but we don't want to. Yeah, we don't have time, and we don't want to deal with a potential copyright strike or anything. So,
no. But it was.
You can find the whole promo on YouTube. It's impressive. As far as the rest of the show, I have one complaint. You have a 3-hour fucking show, and they take a 2-minute promo segment between Julia and Zelina to hype up their title match next week, and you don't put it on the show, you put it out on the social media instead as an exclusive. Did the same thing to a backstage skit, which set up the tag title match between Street Profits and White 6 next week as well. It's like, Look, you're telling me you can't find ways to find time in a 3-hour motherfucking show for that stuff, which is important for next week to air on the show instead of putting out on social media? Because it's like the Julia and Zelina promos were actually really nice. It's like that really annoyed me.
It must be like since they're live, maybe certain things went over time,
and so going back to 2 hours can't come soon enough. It's coming soon.
But do you think sometimes, like, I mean, just as your live TV, certain things have to be cut, and certain things went over time?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like sometimes people can go over time. Like it's like because the Yeet entrance takes up so much time. Look, I get it, but sometimes it's like you lose like 2 or 3 minutes for him letting people do the whole Yeet song again. you could have not had him do that and had that air on instead. It's like, you can there's ways you can trim things down here and there to fill in 2 minutes.
Right.
But anyway,
no, I get it. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate of why they cut those things, because they were already pre-taped. So at the end of the day, you can easily put that online for that reason. Plus, you had to give as much time to CENA to cut that amazing promo, that pipe bomb. And I know
they did. They gave him enough time. But I love at the end where he goes, USA, you could have the final 2.5 minutes.
So LA Knight in War Games, right? That's pretty much what we're doing here.
Oh yeah, he's out injured indefinitely, aka storyline injury.
Yeah, and I know Gifts are listening. He ain't cooling off, dude. LA Knight's not cooling off.
This is the best thing for him because it seemed like he was going nowhere. Now he's involved in one of the biggest storylines in WWE, where he is made it clear that he is out to fuck with Team Heyman. So Seth better be careful because Roman Reigns may not be the only one who can show up and return out of nowhere to prevent him from doing cash in. And yeah, it's like this is building up the baby faces against Seth. Team Heyman for War Games, and of course speculation is like, well, it's like when we get to War Games, Seth's gonna need more guys. So that's where a lot of the speculation about like who's the next person who's going to join the faction. There's been reports that they're looking at Ethan Page or Ricky Starks filling that slot, being called up.
Please be Ethan.
Ethan Page would be Ethan. Fucking perfect.
No good. Also, he did drop his interview last week, which was live, pre-taped.
Yeah, he made it clear that he wants some payback on CM Punk because if you remember, CM Punk laid him out with a GTS on the CW NXT debut show when he was like special guest referee, and he for the title match he had that night.
Ethan's bit about trying to say that the North American title is the best title in NXT was hilarious.
It's better than the US title because that's just one country. He's the champion of 3 countries.
Yeah, I'm the champion of 3 countries.
Yeah, the Van Fleet
and NXT, like it's located in the Performance Center, so he's basically the champion of a Performance Center. I'm the champion of 3 countries.
I'm the champion of 3 countries. He's fantastic. He's killing it right now.
Yeah. But yeah, and R-Truth stuff is great. People are popping for him. He's having a fun run.
It's like they're easily setting up like a feud with Aleister Black because Aleister Black did not appreciate Truth fucking up his match.
Yeah, and of course the scuttlebutt. Oh, they're really going to get behind Aleister Black, and so I was like, we always hear this crap all the time. They're going to get behind Finn Balor a year ago. They really have got behind him, haven't they?
You just got to wait and see. It's like you got to see what they give him.
It's Aleister Black, dude.
Damian Priest trying to talk sense truth made sense because of their history. Right. I like that. The stuff with LA Knight taking on Team Heyman. I love how Heyman is like, it's making it very clear that Heyman is there. He's really he's mentoring Bronson and Braun. It's like it's like, guys, it's like, I know you want to go out and destroy people, but there's strategy. It's like you got to use your brain here. It's like, follow my lead. It's like it's all part of the plan.
Yeah. Of course, Randy beaten. Once Randy beat.
One more thing, I loved how just that Braun just randomly like starts barking at Brian Saxton, like channeling his dad, Rick Steiner. Yeah. And I'm just like, I love you, Braun Breaker.
he's so good.
And Heyman's having to calm him down like he's a dog. It's like, okay, it's sorry, boy, it's all right.
Right. Randy and Sammy. Once Randy won, I was like, okay, that lets me know who's going to win on Monday.
Yeah, as soon as Randy, I was like, okay, who will win Monday night will clearly be determined by who wins this match. If Randy wins, Cody's winning. If Jay wins, Jay's winning. But Sammy lost and Randy, so I was like, okay, that means Cody's beating Jay on Monday night because they're going to do. They can't resist having Cody Randy because Cody Randy haven't had a match since Cody's come back. They've been clear about their friendship and everything. So this puts them in an interesting dilemma, adds some drama, could sow the seeds for a potential Randy heel turn down the line on Cody later this year. So there's a lot of intrigue there. So it makes sense. And it adds fuel to the whole storyline with him and Karrion Kross, which we'll get to on Monday from Raw.
So Alexa and Charlotte's going to be the next women's tag team champions, right?
Probably. They'll probably have a tag. It's building to them being like a tag team, forming an alliance.
Hey, Caden.
Hey, Caden. So yeah, it's clear that the storyline is about they're using Alexa to help turn Charlotte babyface and actually get the fans to actually cheer her.
Right.
And we'll see if it works because fans love Alexa. She's very over. And I like that I don't mind that it's taking its time. It's like Charlotte has her ego. It's like, and and so I like that she was like, you want to thank me for helping you, and she just was like, nah, and just walks off. So I was like, that was the expected response. So
yeah, and the back and forth with Jacob and Solo was great.
Yep, the setup for that was great. There's a very high probability Solo could win the title from him at Night of Champions, thanks to Hikuleo.
Yeah,
I feel like Hikuleo is about to debut to help Solo and JC take care of Jacob. So I will not be surprised if that happens on Saturday.
No.
It's all part of the storyline. I'm not going to be mad if Jacob loses the title.
And then we get the Tongans coming out. We do the Bobby Heat. But whose side are they on?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah. You get in where you fit in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love Jacob.
The exchange, I love how Jacob called him out. He's like, no, it's like, you're talking about that you did this to help me and that you love me. It's like you were using me as your muscle, dude. It's
right.
like, I see right through your bullshit. It's like,
yeah.
It was great.
But Fatu and Braun Breaker are you're just strapped to rocket.
WrestleMania main event match. Those two. It's
It's
like I can't wait for those two to throw down in the future. They'll make a banger.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. From SmackDown.
That's pretty much all I got.
Cover all the most important stuff. So we got a big show tomorrow for SmackDown. They really loaded up this SmackDown before Night of Champions on Saturday. And for those of you who don't want to wait until it airs on tape delay on USA at 8 p.m., if you got a VPN, you can watch SmackDown air live at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Netflix. If you make yourself not be in the United States, which I'm probably going to do because I don't want to wait to find out if Julia is the new Women's United States Champion. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. I don't think Triple H is going to screw her over like that, have her job to Zelina in her first big title match like that.
Right.
But the other title matches, I don't see the Street Profits losing until Wyatt 6 next week.
I think this is going to be a DQ. This is leading into more stuff because the thing is everyone doesn't like the
Tag Team Gang Wars.
So you're doing a Tag Team Gang War. So this is going to be some shenanigans. DQ leads into multiple tag team for the title ladder match. Something at SummerSlam involving multiple teams. I would assume. Yeah, probably.
I hope so. I'm not expecting it to be a long match. It's like if you want to establish how badass Julia is, she should just go out there and make it clear from the beginning that Zelina is outmatched. That would be the way I would go. Yeah. Now, I assume it's going to be the main event. We got last woman standing for the WWE Women's Championship between Tiffany and Nia. What are the odds that Naomi tries to cash in? And if she does, is she thwarted or is she successful?
I mean, it might be a 90% chance, but I think when she comes out to cash it, Bianca might come out.
Bianca might thwart it. Jade might thwart it still,
Well, she might. Yeah, that's true. She might.
I can see more Bianca.
Bianca, just because Jade's focused on Asuka. So she
stop her from initiating the cash in, not like she does the cash in and gets screwed.
Right. I don't think Bianca's going to screw her over the cash in. I think Naomi's going to win the title.
No, I think Naomi's. I think both Naomi and Seth are going to have successful cash-ins.
Yeah,
for sure. I think they're both going to successfully cash it. I think they want to keep the 100% success rate for the women going for now. It's like, because it's a very cool stat that it's like every woman who has had Money in the Bank has won the championship thanks to it.
Oh wait, no, that was what I get to. Yeah, Raw's ass.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I also agree, Caden. I think more likely the successful cash in for Naomi is probably going to be at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because because Tiffany's not going to drop the title tonight. She's going to find a way to survive next week. So it's going to be Tiffany versus Jade at SummerSlam, and that's the perfect time to do the cash in where Naomi screws Jade out of winning the championship.
Because remember, guys, it's 2 nights.
Yeah.
It's 2 nights.
It's 2 nights. So they want to have big things happen on both nights. This is, our first 2-night SummerSlam this year. So,
but yeah, overall, other than your little bit of complaint, pretty solid show.
Yep.
Especially with the infamous CENA pipe bomb to retaliate. So
beautiful madness.
Yep. All right. Speaking about your favorite female wrestler, let's talk about my favorite female wrestler.
Also one of my favorites.
Yeah. But okay, you've got Julia, but we both like them. All right.
Well, we also love Stephanie too. So.
Yes. But anyway, WWE Raw, the commentary team was Michael Cole and Corey Graves, as we alluded to, Pat taking some time off because he's exhausted.
Yeah.
Which rightfully so, if you know what he all has to deal with week in, week out. Team Heyman all came out to the ring to open the show. Seth cut a promo saying that fans don't want what is good for them, but he does, and all the people they cheer for, Punk, Roman, Cody, all in WWE because of him. That's why he is the past and present of WWE, and he is the rest of Team Heyman, and Team Heyman are his future. They are doing a revolution, and there are always people who want to resist the change. If they will not listen to reason, he will use force. LA Knight learned that lesson when Bronson gave him some tsunamis for sticking his nose in business. And tonight, his dog Braun is going to teach Penta the same lesson. It doesn't matter who has the WWE or World Heavyweight Championships, because while he has the Money in the Bank briefcase, he is the end game. By the way, they did say on the show that LA Knight's going to be out from quite some time from all the tsunamis that he's taking. No injury, actually, guys. It's just a way for him to not show up tomorrow night. Braun Breaker.
From what I saw, I think she's fine. It's like it probably like she's done so many matches lately. Probably want to give her a little bit of breather.
I'm talking about LA Knight.
Yeah, and plus we'll get to it. They're obviously setting up something between her and Ivy.
Right. I was talking about LA Knight taking all the tsunamis, and that he's out for a period of time and all that. Braun Breaker defeated Penta by hitting Penta with a spear. That was awesome. But anytime you springboard like that, it's kind of calls it, but it's still awesome because Braun has the best spear in the game. And then after the match, Seth walked up to Penta and told him this is his only warning. Stay out of their way or face the consequences. And Penta basically was shaking his head no. He wasn't going to listen to him.
That midair spear was fucking dope.
Yep. Cole and Graves recap Liv Morgan's separated shoulder injury last week and says she's expected to be out for several months. AJ Styles met with GM Adam Pearce in his office and told him that Dirty Dom is injured, so their IC title match at Night of Champions has been postponed. AJ didn't believe this was legit and that Dom is ducking him, but Pearce told AJ not to worry. When Dom is cleared that the title match will happen, he left, and the New Day walked in with Grayson Waller. New Day complained about how the GM is treating them as tag team champions, with Waller sticking up for his buddies because
I guess Grayson Waller is the New Day's new BFF for some reason.
Yeah, I like how Adam Pearce just looked at him like all was like, what do you mean New Day?
What are you doing here?
Doing here? And then a pre-tape sit-down interview between Michael Cole and Goldberg aired. Goldberg explained he wasn't going to let Gunther get away with what he did to him and his family at Bad Blood last year, and was waiting for the right time to pay for payback. And it's his in his adopted hometown of Atlanta for Saturday night's main event in his retirement match. Goldberg says he'll beat the F out of Gunther. Sorry, there are a lot of G's involved. Cole asked that since this is his last match, what will he do if he beats Gunther for the title? Goldberg said that it is an interesting dilemma. If that happens, it's not going to happen.
They want people to think that there is actually a real possibility that can beat Gunther.
But just don't do it though. Just don't.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
Let him ride off in the sunset. Let him do it. The Judgment Day were in their clubhouse as Dom and Raquel are sad, already missing Liv. Balor says he misses her too, but they know she wouldn't want them to be all depressed about it. They need to go out and keep winning. Roxanne Perez is going to win Queen of the Ring, and he and JD are going to beat New Day next week to win the tag team titles. Raquel said that GMs haven't decided what to do with the women's tag team titles yet. Balor then fired Raquel up, saying she is the enforcer and to go make Rhea pay for costing her winning Queen of the Ring. She left to do that, as Roxanne assured Dom everything will be okay. He wished her luck against Jade tonight, and she thanked him. Then Lyra Valkyria was backstage talking to Bayley, and she wished Bayley good luck against Becky tonight. Bayley promised her when she wins the women's IC title, Lyra is the first in line for a title shot. Lyra wanted to make sure they're cool, and Bayley said they are cool, even though she was rolling her eyes like 7 times. Jade Cargill defeated Roxanne Perez, by hitting her with the Jaded. She will face Asuka in the finals at Night of Champions. As Jade celebrated by the crown near the entrance, Asuka came out, and they had a stare down. Backstage, Sheamus talks to Natalya, Maxine Dupree, and Akira Tozawa. Sheamus told the ladies that they have what it takes to be women's tag team champions. Rusev then showed up to confront Sheamus. They exchanged insults, and Sheamus said he is good to settle this in the ring anytime with Rusev. Fella was said about 4 times. Gunther came out to the ring to cut a promo in response to Goldberg's interview earlier. He said Goldberg was the most destructive man in his generation, but it's not 1999 anymore. It's 2025. Gunther said he's the best professional wrestler in this company, and the world title around his waist proves it. Goldberg is a 58-year-old one-trick pony that can't lace Gunther's boots. Woo! Gunther then apologized to Goldberg's wife and son for everything that Gunther will do to him at Saturday's main event, and that after he beats him, he'll make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg dies. Great promo. Jackie Redmond tried to interview Becky Lynch, who claimed Bayley and Lyra were conspiring against her. That's right, because when that was happening back when the two were talking to each other, you saw Becky in the background. And then to take the title from her, left all upset. Jackie then tried to talk to Sami Zayn about losing to Orton, the King of the Ring, and on SmackDown. But Karrion Kross in Scarlet interrupted. Kross said that he told him what would happen, and that and then he lost to Orton. Kross told Sami that he would never be a world champion. Never, ever. Sami said, okay, and then punched Kross in the jaw and said he already talked to Adam Pearce and their match is official. TikTok. After he left, Kross and Scarlett both laughed, smiling, and Kross said, got him. They later confirmed that the match will happen at Night of Champions. About time. Becky Lynch defeated Bayley by DQ to retain the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra came out to help Bayley get back in the ring when Bayley... Tried to get a count out win. Becky hit her to attacking her. Go to her and attacking her, but she resisted. But Becky went after Bayley and hit Lyra again by mistake. Bayley went up top rope from elbow drop, but Lyra had lost her cool and attacked Becky, causing the DQ. Bayley was upset at Lyra for costing her the match. They argued in the ring, and as Becky smiled, holding up the title in the aisle. It's triple threat, dude. I told you that. Chad Gable spoke to Ivan Al backstage, advising her to take out Stephanie Vaquer for getting in her way last week. He then sees Penta and goes over to mock him for losing to Braun earlier tonight. He threatened to take Penta's mask off, and when he tried, Penta avoided the attack and then hit the sacrifice, pulling back on his left arm of Gable. Ludwig Kaiser was watching in the background while officials in the crease checked on Gable. This is how they wrote him off.
Random Kaiser appearance finally after months.
Yeah, there he is. He still exists.
And as we said, this was done to write Gable out because he's injured and he's got to get surgery. He's going to be out for a while.
Yep. Then Raquel Rodriguez was in the ring with the mic. She called out Rhea Ripley to come fight her for screwing her over out of winning Queen of the Ring. Rhea came out to her music to a big pop. She ran to the ring, and the two ladies fought out to the floor. Raquel tossed Rhea over the barricade, then went to get a table from under the ring, but Rhea recovered and laid her out. Rhea set up the table in the ring and went to riptide her through the table. When Roxanne Perez ran out to help Raquel, she jumped on Rhea's back to stop her, and Rhea dropped her face first into the turnbuckle. She went back at Raquel, but she was caught. She caught Rhea and gave her a how do you pronounce that?
It's a Tejana bomb.
Tejana bomb. Through the table, Raquel stood tall while the Prodigy smiled. Raquel helped Roxanne get up and gave her a hug and thanks for the help. Oh, the plot thickens.
Yes.
It was announced that singer Jelly Roll will appear on the July 11th edition of SmackDown in Nashville. Well, there's going to be a lot of country singers in Nashville, dude.
Your backyard, Josh.
Yeah. But anyway, Rhea stormed into Adam Pearce's office and said she wants a match with Raquel. He says, how about a street fight at Night of Champions? Rhea likes that. And Pearce said he can do that. Rhea then said it's official. And Pearce said he couldn't have said it better himself. In the main event, Cody Rhodes defeated Jey Uso in the King of the Ring semifinal match when he hit Jay with a super cutter off the top rope, followed by a crossroads for the win. It will be Cody versus Randy in the finals. Cody celebrated with the win. Cody and Jay shook hands and hugged. Jay raised Cody's hand and they hugged again. They posed to close out the show. Yeah. We talked about that before the show.
Yeah,
she had to carry her.
She had to carry Jade big time, and she did the best she could. The match was watchable. It wasn't a horrible match, but there was definitely some clear slight botches here and there.
Yep. She was going for the double. She was going for the double power bomb, and you can hear Roxanne go, "No, go home." And she got out of it, and then just picked her up, and it just looked out of place.
So, God bless Asuka. She's also going to have to try to carry Jade to a good match at the PLE on Saturday. But it's like Asuka's pretty awesome, so hopefully she can get the job done. Although I would really love it if Asuka actually upset her and we got Asuka EO at SummerSlam. But I think it's pretty clear Jade's winning this.
Yeah, Jade's winning it. What about Stephanie's leg?
People were worried that she hurt her leg bit because during the Fatal 4-Way she seemed kind of favoring it, but I think she was more just selling it.
Okay.
There's been no reports that she's injured or anything. I think they just probably wanted to give her a week off and give her a rest after she wrestled so many matches lately. It's like she deserved a breather. And plus they had the thing where Chad basically told Ivy now to go after Stephanie. So there's a filler feud for Stephanie until they figure out when they want to insert her into the title picture. So
right. Speaking about finally getting a match, Karrion Kross finally got his match against Sammy at Night of Champions. Now, there's a lot of scuttlebutt going around saying that Karrion Kross doesn't like taking back bumps.
Yeah, this is like bullshit. It's like
out of nowhere. Did you not watch his? Did you not watch Bloodsport? Did you not watch his match on SmackDown against? I don't know.
Stupid. To quote Randy Orton. I'm Kofi.
Also, speaking about can't wrestle. Don't tell me Jey Uso can't wrestle, because that was an awesome match between him and Cody.
That's one of Jay's best matches this year. Honestly, it's like, but it's Cody, man.
It's Cody.
Cody knows how to bring the best out.
Yeah, he knows the psychology that Cody knows how to do is so good, and the way they show.
You got two of the most popular baby faces going against each other in the match and making sure that nobody's getting like booed, and that was pretty impressive. You know, it's like, okay. Yeah,
we're clicking it too fast.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't think it's anything too serious. There would have been reports about it, so it's probably nothing too serious. But she'll hopefully be back on TV soon. He's like, because she's awesome.
Okay.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Thank you for that, kid.
Can I ask this question though to you?
Yeah, it was a good match. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this question. What exactly did Seth say in that promo?
It was a lot of rambling that stuff he said before. I was gonna say that it's like that. Most of the promo didn't impress me. The only parts I like where he's hyping up both Bronson and Braun is like, I love the grin that Bronson had when he's talking about like all the tsunamis, and he's just like, yeah. And then like, as soon as he says, "My dog Braun," the fans start barking. It's like, it's like that shows you how over Braun is, even though he's the heel. It's like,
and they've trademarked Oracle.
Yeah, they want to trademark Oracle. So that's
you got the Advocate, you got the Wise Man.
That's his new title.
I don't know.
We got to have a fucking name for this faction, for the love of God. It's like, I'm tired of calling them Team Heyman because we don't have a name for them. It's like, it's a placeholder.
Yeah, that's the problem that's the only problem I have with this faction is like, it just doesn't hit that level.
I think once Seth successfully cashes in and steals the world title, then it's going to take off.
Yeah, because it's just he's kind of cutting the same promo, and then Braun and Bronson don't talk, which is fine, but Heyman doesn't really even talk. So it's like,
well, he did more of the talking on SmackDown for them, which
right?
It's like he was there with them, so he was being the mouthpiece for them.
Right. I mean, when Roman's on the show, Paul Heyman really doesn't talk either when he was with the Bloodline. So I mean, I get it. It just doesn't have that same. It just feels like he says the same stuff and he rambles a lot.
Yeah,
and it's not. I love Seth, but it's not.
Yeah, it was not one of Seth's best promos. I agree.
No, because Seth can cut a promo.
Yeah,
we've seen it.
Thankfully, the match between Braun and Penta made up for that promo, because like that was dope.
It was dope.
You just see how the fans went nuts when he hit that. He hit the mid-air spear. There was people at ringside going.
Oh, that one lady stood up. She's like, "Oh my."
Yeah, it's like the one lady was like, "Oh my God, is he dead?
Is he dead?" So yeah, I mean, Braun's got the best spear in the game.
Yeah,
I don't think it's even close.
It's like War Games seeds. Stay out of our way, Penta.
I did pop when the New Day comes in the locker room and they were just like, "So let me talk about your all's title match," and they both like said at the exact same time.
Right. I thought.
And then Grayson Waller just sitting there smiling, and he was just like, "Don't you talk about the New Day?" He's like, "What are you doing
now,
here?"
There was a whole thing I didn't mention the recaps, but like before AJ came in, he was on the phone talking to Nick Aldis, discussing what they're going to do about the women's tag team titles. And so then we saw Raquel Raquel has both titles at the moment. Right. And she mentioned that, they Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis haven't made a decision on what they're going to do about the titles because Liv is injured. But as we've talked about before, they've done it there's a multiple time precedent where someone has picked a new partner to take the injured partner's place, and they become the new and they become the champions. And they've clearly set up Roxanne to do that, which I'm all for because it perfectly fits into the storyline of her getting into Judgment Day and slowly taking Liv's place. And what better way to do it than basically becomes BFFs with Raquel. And I completely forgot about this thanks to some people, some stuff that I saw retweeted, including some stuff that Kaden retweeted, that Roxanne and Raquel were pretty tight when they were both babyfaces back when they were both in NXT, or right around the beginning of the 2.0 era. So they've got some history. So her coming out to help Raquel take out Rhea, absolutely perfect. Loved all that. Because it's like you saw it. Roxanne was like, it's like we got her, and then she hugged her. I was like, yeah, there we go.
I think they'll probably do, because they keep saying like, oh, you're gonna win, you're gonna be the women's tag team champions, and you're gonna, like, on each show they're like Michin and BFAB, and they're trying to, and
yeah, Michin and BFAB
Natalya.
they want the titles. They've shown that Maxine Dupree and Natalya want to go for the titles. They've already got like merch trademark. It's like dungeon babes or something. I don't know. So they're clearly going to be another team that's going to contend for the titles. So like they're trying, even though they got rid of the only real tag team, King Card had a chance. But it's like as much as they don't really care to take takeouts, because it's like there is a bunch of vision. I'm happy for Roxanne because it's a belt. And it's perfect fuel for the storyline, because now her and Raquel will be the tag champs, and they'll bond and become friends, and that's going to drive a wedge, because then that's going to put Raquel in an awful position when Liv comes back. She's going to have to choose. It's like between Roxanne and Liv.
I think
it builds all kinds of great drama.
I pretty much can see them. They're going to drop the belts to Alexa and Charlotte at SummerSlam. That's probably what I see going. They're probably going to have some like triple threat tag team gauntlet thing at Evolution. Or someone did say like show Rhea,
or they could have the belts for a little bit, but maybe not lose them until. Who knows? If they really want to establish the titles, let Raquel and Roxanne have them for a little while. Maybe not have them drop until Liv returns, and Liv is part of the reason why they end up losing the titles when she goes back.
Right. So I don't know. Just let Roxanne have the belt.
There's a lot of possibilities. It's like, but it's like we talked about. It's like they've started the seeds here. So it's like they're clearly setting up the storylines that we're hoping to see, with Roxanne taking Liv's place. It's like, so like her helping Raquel with Rhea was the perfect start to that storyline.
Yeah. And speaking about Evolution, I told you, Lyra, Becky.
Yeah. They're obviously setting up a triple threat at Evolution, and that's going to be awesome between those three ladies.
I'm just happy for Lyra that she's gotten there.
But it's like Lyra. It was funny. Like Lyra was like trying not to be the stupid babyface, because Becky was intentionally trying to get her. It's like, no, hit me, so that I'll get DQ'd and I get to keep the title. And at first she was like, "Argh!" But then when she hit her again, that she snapped. And so she's gonna have to do a lot of apologizing to Bayley next week. It's like because Bayley's gonna be like, yeah, you were stupid. It's like you knew Becky was doing and you fell for it. It's like she was trying to get intentionally DQ'd and you fell right into the trap.
Yeah. Speaking about when I was talking about Seth and where that promo was going, let's do the opposite. Talk about a great promo, which was Gunther's.
Oh,
dude,
God,
ripped.
Oh, he shredded Goldberg. It's so good. 58-year-old one-trick pony can't lace my boots. I was like, yes.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
Everything he said, it's like apologizing to
his wife,
Mrs. Goldberg, and his son of what he's going to do to him, and that he's going to make sure that the myth and legend of Goldberg is going to die at Saturday Night's Main Event. Loved it. Loved it. That's why I love this man so much.
He's so good.
He's so fucking good. Actually, the Goldberg sit-down interview was actually pretty good. It's like, actually, I thought he came off really good. It's like he's a man on a mission. It's like doesn't care the return match. He wants to, like you said, he wants to beat the fuck out of Gunther. So,
yeah. What else you got on Raw before we move on?
So the stuff with Dom, that it's like he is legit injured. That's not him faking it or anything. He is legit injured, so that's why they called the match off. But they did a nice thing of slotting in matches take its place, and now instead of 5, now we have, because we lost that match, but they added 2 more to replace it. So now we have 6 matches for Night of Champions, including Rhea Raquel street fight, which was set up with the whole thing between Rhea and Roxanne. I liked how she played on Adam Pearce's catchphrase. It's official. So it's official. And he's like, I couldn't have said it better myself.
I need Rhea to have like Nikki Bella or something come out and help her for some dumb reason. Like I don't need Rhea dominating Roxanne and go super.
Well, that's the thing, is like, because obviously before Liv got injured, that whole interaction between her and Nikki Bella was clearly setting up Nikki and a partner, potentially her sister or somebody else, against Liv and Raquel for the tag titles at Evolution. So they could still do a tag title match with Nikki. So I would assume that Nikki might show up to help Raquel in the street fight, because Roxanne is going to definitely stick her nose in again, try to help Raquel take out Rhea again during this match. So that would make sense that Nikki or somebody's going to show up to neutralize Roxanne, so that Rhea could try to win the match. Because it's a street fight, there's no DQ. So it's like Roxanne can come out and do all kinds of shenanigans to help Raquel try to win the match. So.
And Raquel's finally getting there. Of like, people are taking her seriously.
Oh, I like the promo she cut where she's like called Rhea out. It's like, so yeah, it's like, I
remember her days in NXT. She was dominant in NXT.
Yeah, she was. So I'm looking forward to Roxanne and Raquel working together. I think her and the Prodigy are going to do well together.
Yeah, me too. There's something else I want to say, but now I forgot.
The setup for the finally, Karrion Kross is going to have a PLE match after so long.
Yeah, just take a back bump, bro.
But I love how they're playing it, where it's like you're thinking that it's like Sammy's got the upper hand, but it's like he's doing exactly what Kross wants him to do.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the mind games. It's like I'm very interested to see, like, it's like, so maybe he may make sure that he wants to lose Sammy because it's all part of his long-term plan to fuck with Sammy in the first place. So it's like
this should be a storytelling match where he's like beating Sammy. He's like, "Come on, Sammy, you're holding back. I know you are."
Yeah, he wants to bring the evil out of Sammy. It's like so. It's I love it. I love how they did, like, him and Scarlett just burst out laughing after.
He's like sitting there doing this, and she just like leans over. She goes, "He fell for it, didn't he?" He just like, it's like, we got him. So come on, Kross, come on. You finally got there. The fans are behind you. Do the damn thing. If you can't get a good match out of
Jay delivered in the main event match, that was match of the night.
Yeah,
it's like you want the So yeah, it's solid Raw. Yeah, it like I said, sucks that Roxanne had to lose to Jade, but the storyline stuff with her and the Judgment Day and Raquel, I'm looking forward to that.
They've invested so much into Jade.
Yeah, it's like it's like I'm not surprised. It's like, and I know people when we really criticize someone, she's still making mistakes in the ring, but she's over.
She's over. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you're
it's like with Jay. It's like, is Jay the best wrestler? No. But he can put on some good matches here, but it's like he's not like a technical magician like Cody or Seth or AJ is. But he knows he can. He can have good matches, and he's really over. And Jay is really over. Like the fans were really into that match. It's like Roxanne was getting the heat. They were popping for the big spots, and when she won, they cheered, and there was people standing up clapping. So it's like,
it doesn't. I know some IWC feels like it because she's not crisp in the ring, but it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like Roman back in the day before he went heel was forced down our throats.
Yeah,
Charlotte for a while was forced. Like they tried Charlotte as a baby.
They have to until the point where they will only retract when the fans will backlash against it, like they did against Roman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like if the fans feel like that someone's being shoved down their throats, like you will cheer for this person. It's
right?
Like,
no,
they're gonna rebel.
Like and that's the thing with Cena is like they were trying to force this heel Cena, but you kind of were a dead man walking, and finally Cena brought it.
They're
back.
Still cheering for him, but at least the heel stuff is entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining exactly because he knows he can't go in the ring anymore. That's why he's retiring. Right. So you're like, oh, he's washed. I'm like,
he's not going to be a heel the entire time. He's going to end as a babyface, so that the fans can really enjoy and cheer, and walk off into the sunset. It's like speaking of that, it's like I don't know if I mentioned to you. It's like I watched Julia was on main event against BFAB. I mean, it wasn't a long match. It was a good match. It was a decent match. But like the fans were really reacting to Julia, like it's like they reacted to her entrance. It's like there was a Julia chant, and like fans were like yeah, we like you after she beat BFAB. So it's like I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad to see that. It's like that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. You want to talk about Dynamite?
Yeah, let's go over to AEW.
The best storyline in wrestling. Anyway, the show opens with not Mercedes Moné. You know what I'm talking about. The show opens with Mercedes Moné attacking Toni Storm backstage. They brawl out to the stage with Moné getting the advantage, smashing her face into the ground. She gets a mic and says if Toni wants to play games, she'll play and make her look like a stupid bitch. She then puts Toni in the statement maker until officials Christopher Daniels and Mina Shirakawa get her to back off. Moné says, let the games begin, and throws the mic at Toni and leaves. The Bucks appear on the video screen from backstage. They call out Will Ospreay and Swerve and say they used their EVP power to bump their tag team match up. So we'll begin right now. This was hilarious, and how like the Ospreay was like running down, trying to tape himself up.
Yeah.
And then Swerve came out, put his shirt back on just to take it back off again. I don't know. I just thought those little bits were hilarious.
That was funny.
Yeah, that's just fun. That's different. It's fun. It was cool. When Swerve hits, like we were saying, when Swerve hits the house call on Blake after but they end up winning. Obviously, Swerve and Will end up winning against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. When Swerve hits the house call on Blake after the match, the Bucks, who have been sitting on the stage watching, send security down to the ramp to get between them and the baby faces. Swerve gets on the mic and complains about dealing with all this BS from the EVPs and says he and Will should do something about it. He challenges the Bucks to face him and Ospreay at All In. Ospreay says he has an idea to up the stakes of this tag team match. He says, how about the Bucks put their EVP titles on the line in the match? Swerve then dives onto the security guys and the ref to lay them out, and the Bucks run to the back. Backstage, the Bucks call Swerve stupid and says he's suspended for the week without pay for putting his hands on an official. Okada comes in with his new friends from the Don Callis family. Matthew Jackson says they like them, but their boss is kind of a prick. But they have
nobody likes Don Callis, not even the Bucks.
Yeah. But they have the common goal of Okada becoming unified champion and hurting Kenny Omega. And what better way to hurt his golden lover, Kota Ibushi? Trent Beretta says they're gonna love it Love what he does to Ibushi tonight. Everyone leaves exchanging fist bumps, but Takeshita stops Okada and says this alliance is only temporary. Okada says okay with a cocky shrug and leaves. No bitch. Yeah. And then Kota Ibushi came finally. Hey, Kota Ibushi.
Welcome back.
He defeated Trent Beretta with his finisher, the Kamigoye?
Kamigoye.
Yeah. After the match, Okada comes out to have a stare down with Ibushi, and it's announced it will be Okada versus Ibushi non-title match next week for the 300th episode of Dynamite. We're just like running back all the classics with Okada and just all the Okada classics. I would say that.
Right.
Moxley cuts a promo backstage about how Hangman Page has had the title slip through his fingers before, and it will again because he's afraid, not of Moxley or failure, but afraid to be what the world needs him to be. Page makes him sick, and he has no sympathy for his crybaby emo crap. At All In Texas, he doesn't care about his emotional turmoil, his friends or enemies. He's going to get dumped on the top of his skull as Moxley shows the world what a champion looks like, and Page will have to look for a new job. Back from commercial, we get an AR Fox interview from earlier where Ricochet interrupts to talk about his search for guys to help him win titles, and they've known each other for decades, and he thinks Fox has what it takes to join his crew. He wants to do a test match against Jet Speed tonight. Fox thinks about it, and Ricochet interrupts and shakes his hand, acting like that he accepted and that they're going to win. I don't know. Ricochet's just stay off of Twitter, but his heel run's great. Yes. Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight defeated Ricochet and AR Fox after Ricochet bails on AR Fox during the match due to too many arguments and miscommunication. Then Knight hits the UFO splash on Fox for the win. Tony Schiavone meets them on stage for an interview after the match. Jet Speed says they are tired of the Hurt Syndicate holding the tag team titles hostage and are coming for them. The Hurt Syndicate then appear to attack Bailey and Knight. MVP and MJF watch Lashley and Benjamin beat them down. Then MJF pulls up a table and they put Knight on top. And then Lashley chokeslams Bailey on top of him, putting both through the table. The heels then go into the ring to cut a promo. MVP tells Jet Speed if they can get up and walk away from that beating, they will give them a shot at the tag team titles at All In. MJF then takes the mic and brags about what he did to Mystico last week. He says that next week he'll enter a qualifying match for the men's Casino Gauntlet at All In, and when he wins, he'll become one step closer to what is rightfully his Triple B, the AEW World Championship. Mark Briscoe comes out to interrupt MJF and tell them to get out of the ring because his match is next. MJF says the only reason the fans like him is because he's poor like them, and he's just going to lose tonight like he always does. I like how he kind of calls back what we've been complaining about.
Well, he has been jobbing a lot lately.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like I like how
that was very, very shoot meta kind of comment there.
Yeah. Mark says he sees right through MJF and that he's compensated for something. He accuses MJF of having a tiny kosher pickle in his pants, and that pisses MJ off, but MVP holds him back and the Syndicate leave. Mark Briscoe defeated Bandito, Roderick Strong, and Takeshita in a four-way match for the number one entrant in the men's Casino Gauntlet match at All In by hitting the Froggy Bow on Strong. So there you go. Mark Briscoe finally wins a match.
Yeah, wins.
Backstage, Adam Cole cuts a promo where he offers any member of the Don Callis family a TNT match tomorrow night on Collision. Chris Statlander defeated Athena, Willow Nightingale, and Thunder Rosa in a fatal four-way for the number one entrant in the women's Casino Gauntlet match at All In. Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta show up to mess with Willow. She pounces Yuta, but Statlander grabs her from behind and hits her with the Wednesday Night Fever to win the match. Backstage, we get a promo from FTR and Stokely. Stokely says they deliberated all week how to solve the Outrunners problem, and they want to clear the air with them tomorrow night on Collision. In the main event, Hangman Page defeated the Beast Mortis with the Buckshot Lariat. After the match, the lights go out, and when they come back on, the Bucks are in the ring, and they take out Page with the EVP trigger. Then the Death Riders come out to deliver a beatdown on Page. Moxley pulls out a steel chair and chokes Hangman out with it. The Ops try to make the save, but the Bucks and the Riders keep them from getting into the ring. Will Ospreay then comes out to help, and he and Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs clear the ring of the heels. The heels leave as the baby faces and officials check on Hangman as the show goes off there because Swerve didn't come out as he shouldn't have. But he was suspended earlier in the night. So that's why Swerve wasn't there. Yeah. So, pretty decent show.
Honestly. It was a decent show. I mean, it started out really hot. I liked, Mercedes jumping Tony to start the show. That's the kind of stuff I'm wanting to see in the build to their match here.
Right.
That kind of like anger and fire. It's like Mercedes cut a really vicious promo on her on Collision tonight, apparently, and dropped like a bunch of F-bombs in the process. So she's Mercedes is fired up, and that's what I want to see. So, and the opening match was great. It kind of slowly went downhill. I mean, I thought both of the Gauntlet, who gets the first spot, were done well. I mean, I find it very amusing that not long after it became public that Beast Martos and Mercedes Moné are dating, that he's gotten to be in the main event of the last 2 weeks worth of Dynamites, including last night's match. That's
interesting how that happened. Huh? Yeah, right. Interesting. Nice to see Ibushi back.
Yeah, it's like he looked pretty good in the ring because he's been out injured for so long.
Yeah.
Good setup with the stuff with Okada. I assume Kenny's going to come back next week to make the save because they're going to try to destroy Ibushi. So that'll be a good way for Kenny to come back and get some heat back on Okada for hitting him in the diverticulitis.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, Swerve and Ospreay still rapping and like, dude, that was great.
Some good promo work tonight. Like MJF stuff was good. I like
MJF.
The TD Kosher Jacob Pickle. MJF's girlfriend went out on social media to like refute that.
Yeah, I saw that where she's like have the picture of him and her on the plane, and she's just like Alicia Tout or whatever, and she was just like, can confirm that is not true.
It's not true.
Yeah. But yeah, like the whole Bucks Swerve.
But, the typical beat down at the end of the show is like, we've seen that before so many times.
Yeah. The only thing is like, okay, if Wheeler and Marina are trying to recruit Statlander, does that please God don't let the Death Riders keep going. I don't need that. I don't want that. I want the Death Riders going to end it all in, right? Like, because Mox is going to lose the title, and we're not going to deal with that anymore, right? Right, Justin? Tell me that.
Yeah,
I don't need
that. I just have this like. I'm not very confident that Hangman's winning this match against Moxley at All In. It's like I have a bad feeling that he's going to keep the title on for because we got the Casino Gauntlet, and just you could have Darby come back, you have Switchblade come back. There's a lot of people who come back, and it's like they use that because the Casino Gauntlet title shot is basically like their version of Money in the Bag. You can use it at any time, anywhere. Right. It's like Christian had that for a while, and then he burned it he got screwed, and the cash-in attempt failed against Moxley, which sucked. So I like that there's both a men's and women's. Now I was like, thought Athena was going to win this, but apparently she's in a qualifying match to get into the gauntlet, which is the right move. It's like put Athena in the fucking gauntlet.
At least Athena's on Dynamite. She's on the damn ROH hell.
Yeah. That was another positive.
Yeah.
So also, I don't want Chris Statlander to go heel again so quickly and join the Death Riders.
Right? I know.
No. I hope this is leading to her and Willow finally like reconciling, and because if he really wants to do the tag team titles, I could see Willow and Chris Statlander going for the women's tag titles if he's going to finally pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of like women's pairings lately. You got the Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, and it's like he's clearly laying the foundation to finally be like, hey, look, here's women's tag titles.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. She's always good.
When is Athena not good?
Yeah.
Right? It's Athena.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's another one that WWE dropped the ball on.
Yeah. And honestly, it's like in some ways Tony has as well by just having her in ROH hell.
Oh yeah. But at least he's not putting her in.
You better start treating her better, because she'll go right back to WWE when her contract's up if it's like she feels like she's not going to go anywhere. It's like.
But that's why he's booking Mercedes like it is, because he doesn't want her to go anywhere, like we talked about before. But that being said, that Mercedes.
I mean, like Mariah May, like, yes, it's like she left because WWE is where she wanted to be. It's like with Stephanie McCurr, WWE was her dream goal, and it became reality. Like like that vlog that she put on her YouTube channel, the day that she debuted in NXT, really fucking emotional, man. She was like, she says, I can't even, it feels like this is not even real. I'm finally a WWE superstar. This is what I've always wanted. You know, it's like it makes me like, yeah, she's awesome. It's
thank your hard work and thank Tony Storm.
Yep.
Because Tony Storm,
it's like Stephanie. She put in the hard work to show that show WWE that I'm to the point where like no, we want you now. No, come on in. It's like just like with Stephanie. So it's like, that's why I'm gonna be rooting for her and Stephanie, because it's like, they're living their dream. They're WWE, and Stephanie's already killing it, and I have no doubt that Blake is gonna kill it in NXT.
Still getting used to that name. Still getting used to it.
Still getting used to it, but
Mariah May just rolled off the tongue so well.
It did.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Athena versus Thunder Rosa for the women's title is for the Super ROH show tomorrow night. No, the night before All In, which is still like 2 weeks away. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it was a solid Dynamite. It's like there's some good stuff that they're building towards. It's like, so hopefully this is going to continue.
So let's get to it does too. So let's get to NXT on that. So the show opens with promos from the 4 competitors in the women's number 1 contenders Fatal 4-Way: Lash Legends, Izzy Dame, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace. All talk about why they are going to win tonight and then go to Evolution to face Jacy Jayne for the women's title. I already called who was going to take the pin prior to this match happening. But Trick Williams defeated Josh Briggs to retain the TNA championship with the trick shot knee. Trick cuts a promo afterwards bragging about how he is carrying the NXT and TNA as champion when suddenly Joe Hendry music hits. Trick looks to the entrance, but Joe comes in from the crowd and sneak attacks Trick. He clotheslines him out of the ring, and Trick quickly escapes to the back. Backstage, Tavion Heights shows Ren Sinclair a video on his phone of what looks to be his mouth as Charles Dempsey walks up. Tavion accuses Dempsey of intentionally hurting him during practice so he would lose to Javon tonight. He denies it and offers to take his place, but Tavion says he got cleared to wrestle but has to wear a mask for protection. Miles Bourne is talking with some football players from the University of Florida and walks Lexus King. King mocks him for not hearing him because he is deaf, but Miles tells Lexus he can hear. He has hearing aids and was just ignoring him. They have words before King leaves, setting up a match between them next week. That was a fun promo. That was a fun little segment there. Yeah. Between Miles. They're doing very well with how they're pushing Miles. They're doing very well with that.
And also Tavion, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about Tavion.
Yeah.
Javon Evans defeated Tavion Heights with his top rope tornillo, and so Tavion is still part of the North Quarter Catch crew. Jasper Troy appears out of nowhere and attacks Javon, hitting him with the Black Hole Slam. He then walks past the North Quarter Catch crew on his way to the back. Ricky Saints defeated Ashante Adonis with the Rochambeau. After the match, North American champion Ethan Page appears on the video screen, but the video glitches as he starts to talk. But it was a distraction as Page sneak attacks Saints from behind. Then to add further insult, Ethan hits Ricky with the Rochambeau and Stan Tall's over him, taunting him with the title. Dark State cut a promo out in NXT parking lot. Did they get hurt? I don't know. It's the most dangerous place on earth.
It is.
They say just because you haven't seen them lately doesn't mean they are doing nothing. They tease they have plans in motion for something big happening soon. NXT champion Obafemi comes out to the ring to cut a promo. He brags about beating all challengers for NXT, TNA, Raw, and SmackDown. He gets restless when there's no contenders, so he calls out for someone to step up, and comes out Inamura. He says he came to NXT to chase gold, but when it didn't come, he went home to Japan. He missed his best friend, Josh Briggs, but he also missed NXT because he loves it. He wants to pay the fans back by becoming NXT champion. Oba says he sees a warrior spirit behind his smile, but when Inamura faces the ruler, he will fall. Inamura tells Oba he's ready, and he goes to leave. He's attacked by Jasper Troy. Troy and Oba have a stare down to end the segment. Just Oba, Jasper, just kick out when you're supposed to kick out, and you'll be fine. That's all we ask. That's it.
It's like you can tell they're very high on this man.
Yeah, I mean, because him and Oba
was all over the show,
except for that botch. He put him and Oba were fun. Backstage, we see Tatum Paxley as Izzy Dame walks up with a present for Paxley. It looks to be a Barbie doll. She wants Tatum in her corner for the Fatal 4-Way tonight, but Sol Roca and Zara show up to try and talk her out of it. Izzy talks crap back and tells Tatum she'd love to have her in her corner. She follows Izzy over to Shawn Spears and Nico Vance and introduces her to them. Spears says they have some business to attend to tonight. Izzy says, perfect. Tatum will be in my corner tonight. Trick Williams is in the locker room when Wesley and High Rise come in for a chat. Wes is sorry about last week, so to make it up to him, he talked to Ava and will have a match with Joe Hendry next week on NXT. Yes! Yes! Wesley and Joe Hendry. They all keep looking around every time they say his name. Yep,
that was my favorite bit where they kept looking around, make sure he didn't show up every time they said his name.
Trick says if they can take care of Hendry next week, he'll owe them one. Then Stax defeated D'Angelo and the Heritage. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. This came about due to
poor Noam Dar. He just came back and he got fucking injured again. The poor guy.
Yeah, Luca Crucifino came out to help Tony as one of Stack's goons distracts the referees. Another goes to attack Tony with the spit bucket. Luca fights him off, but of course he accidentally nails Tony in the back with it. Stack suplexes Tony and hits him with the Kinshasa running knee for the deciding fall and win the cup. After the match, Luca tries to explain what happened, but Tony punches him and says he doesn't trust him or Stacks at this point and leaves. Backstage, Sarah Schreiber interviews Fatal Influence, NXT Women's Champion Jacy Jayne, Fallon Henry, and Jasmine Nix. She asked about them ruining Blake Monroe's contract signing last week, and Fallon says they show Blake where she belongs in division at the bottom. JC says that they run this division and the title. Sarah asked about the 4-way, and Jane says she's excited to be on Evolution with whomever wins tonight, but she'll be the one getting her hand raised and still be champion. We see Thea Hale talking with some of the LFG talent, complaining about losing her match with Jada last week. Lainey Reed comes in and mocks Thea, and they start trash talking, but Lash Legend interrupts to prevent violence. She tells them to work it out later as she's got a 4-way to win. Okay, I don't know why Lash was involved with that. Ethan Page is walking backstage when Ava runs up to him, upset, attacking Saints tonight. Ethan says he's trying to be on his best behavior, but Ava isn't buying that. She says the two of them will have a meeting with her in her office next week to try and resolve the issue. As Ethan calls the Vanity Project for help, there's a loud crash, and Ava runs to find NXT Tag Champs Hank and Tank have been attacked and laid out. She calls for help while asking who attacked them.
I think it was the calling.
The calling, or
Spears said they had business to attend to this evening, so it's like I think it was Spears and Vance who attacked Hank and Tank.
Okay,
it was either that or Darkseid, but
Darkseid was already out there.
Yeah.
So we get a pre-tape segment with Chase U. Dixon and Connors are shown struggling during class as Andre Trace reminds them of what he said last week, and they need to toughen up. Dixon tells Chase that his attitude may be what built Chase U, but it also destroyed it, and he and Connors can leave class early. Vic Joseph says that next week Ava has made a number one contender match between Jasper Troy and Inamura, with the winner facing Obafemi for the NXT Championship at the Great American Bash. Also on next week's show is Miles Bourne versus Lexis King, Thea Hale versus Lainey Reed, and Joe Hendry versus Wes Lee. The main event, Jordan Grace defeated Lash Legend Izzy Dame and Jada Parker in a fatal 4-way match to become the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship by pinning Parker with a torture rack powerbomb. During the match, Sol Roca and Zara came out and took Paxley to the back, upsetting Izzy. Grace will challenge Jacy Jayne for the title at Evolution. Grace got up on the turnbuckle and had words with JC and Fatal Influence, who had been watching the match up in the roost to close out the show. So that match went like we thought.
No, Jasper, yes. I'm very happy that Jordan won. It was either going to be her or Lash Legend, but I was hoping it was going to be Jordan, and that was the right call. I know it's the new music is not the best. We're gonna have to get used to it for now. Hopefully, maybe they'll come up with something better. It's like The Death Rebel.
I could do that on Microsoft Windows.
I know. It's like there's you could probably compose something better. It's like it's terrible.
It's just not good. Not good at all.
This
but
was a decent show this week.
It was decent. I don't care about. I'm just over the whole D'Angelo family stuff.
Yeah, I know this is getting dragged out way too long. It's like I'm starting to get into not care territory, which it sucks because I like Tony. So they better get some resolution to it. And it's like, and then the Heritage Cup. It's like you said. It's like, oh man, it's Heritage Cup. They just don't want to get rid of it. And then the tag team titles. It's like
and then I still. You're trying to hype up Jordan versus JC Jane, but you also have Blake Monroe feuding with Fatal Influence.
Well, they kind of because they taped next week's show so that they can give the talent most of the week off for 4th of July.
Right.
So they after last night's show, they taped next week's show. I've seen some of the spoilers. It's like there's stuff made it clear. There's stuff that Blake's involved. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't
want to spoil it for you since if you it's like but.
Right. But you get what I'm saying though. It's like why if you're wanting to have the chance that you think JC Jane can lose it to Jordan Grace, then why did you immediately have them get involved with Blake Monroe?
Well, that's the question. It's like now either Jordan is not going to win the title at Evolution, and then Blake eventually will take it, or Blake has a hand in costing JC the title to Jordan, and they continue to feud without it, and then eventually she'll take it from Jordan before Jordan leaves for the main roster, and then she'll run with it for a while.
I mean, yeah, because.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if you look, you will find the spoilers online for next week's NXT. It's not hard to find. So
because Jordan, I'm still going to say that Jordan is going to be Naomi's heater going forward. That when they finally debut her, I think that's what they're going to start out with because it's their only true friend that she's ever had.
Yeah,
you know. That whole thing. Ethan,
I thought the main event 4-way was really good.
Yeah,
they it's like it took a bit of while, but they started cooking near the end. It's like I have to say the one Jordan's Jordan. Jordan's awesome, but of the people who still are still works in progress in NXT, the other three, the one who impressed me most in this match was actually Izzy Dane. It was like. I thought Izzy looked really good in this match.
Okay,
I was like, okay, you know what, Izzy, you're coming along here because I expect Jada to be solid and Lash is getting there. I think she still needs a little bit of work. There's still some spots where she's a little bit sloppy, not as like Jade sloppy, but she's definitely getting there. She's definitely over. So it's like, so I'm glad that they went with Jordan because Lash is still a work in progress. It's like. But they're very high on her, obviously, and it's like same with Jada and everything. Obviously, they're setting up some kind of storyline with Thea, for a character. It's like so it's like her and Laney have a match next week. Yeah, Joe Hendry versus Wesley. That's going to be a lot of fun next week.
Yeah,
for that.
Them just looking around every time they said his name.
No, I could not wait because I immediately thought of you because we do that joke. Sometimes when we talk about Joe Hendry, the fact that they were doing it like, okay,
yeah,
making sure that he did not appear.
Another thing that's still not working for me is this Chase U stuff. It's just not working for me. I don't care for that at all.
She will not be winning the title because of a match that is set up in the next week's show that I saw in the spoilers. That's all I will say. She's Blake is not getting a title shot, but something else is happening for her on the show. That's all I say.
But yeah, like I was saying, the Chase U stuff isn't working for me.
Yeah, it's like it feels like it's like okay, it's a meeting halfway. Okay, you guys need to be better, but also maybe it's time for me to change things up about how I do things. It's like kind of thing. So it's kind of like
yeah.
They're both learning and growing off of each other. I'm glad they're finally doing something in the tag division. It feels like it's like Hank and Tank haven't had any like only one to feud with a bit. So I think from what Spear said, I think it's pretty clear that it was the Culling who attacked Hank and Tank, trying to get a title shot. It was funny. I kept forgetting. I was like, last week I forgot. I was like, it was funny. I laughed with Dark State show because I was like, I was going to bring up like, where the hell has Dark State been last week? But I forgot. And then they finally returned this week.
Right.
I was like, where you guys been? But I did like how they referenced, they addressed that. It was like, just because you haven't seen us in a while doesn't mean we're up to shit, man. Yeah. I was like, well, I appreciate you saying that. So but hopefully it'll lead something interesting with them. Give them something major, because they started out kind of hot. They were attacking Obed and everybody, and they kind of cooled off, and they kind of like they've been off TV for a little bit, and now it's like, okay, obviously Sean has some kind of plan for them, so we'll see where that goes. See if it's any good. So, but after next week's show, we're gonna get clear of what some of the we're definitely going to get Ethan and Ricky in some kind of North American title match, probably with some kind of stipulation at Great America Bash. Oba's going to have either a rematch with Jasper Troy, or he's going to face Inamura next week. I'm not going to spoil who wins the number one contender match, because that's also next week in the spoilers. There's another match that's set up that's in the spoilers. Probably going to get a tag title match. So they're slowly setting up the Bash card, which is going head-to-head with All In on the 13th. Oh, that weekend. Oh, my God. I'm not that weekend, dude.
We're going to be tired. That's going to be a long show.
Because it's like I have to choose which one to watch live between All In and Bash. And then we got fucking Saturday night's main event that evening. And then the next night is Evolution. It's like,
right.
It's like
they might
like 4 fucking shows.
Right. They might do that.
Go over before we even get to the weekly shows.
Yeah.
We're gonna
okay. So I like this.
I like that too, Caden.
I think we can stack it on, because loser leaves, which is an I quit. So you're quitting NXT.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. Make it. I quit, and loser leaves NXT, and so that way, Ricky will get the title back, and then Ethan will get called up, because I think Ethan's ready
to join Team Heyman.
Hopefully, yes. Please, Ethan, be the new member of Team Heyman soon. It's like, please, Triple H, make it happen. It'll be perfect.
Make it happen. Be perfect.
I'll help him get really over right away.
Yeah.
The way Ethan's heel character works fits in perfectly with Team Heyman, like a glove.
Yes. Plus, he can be the guy that takes the most beatings. In a sense, because you have to have that guy.
Because you need someone else who's kind of like Seth, because Braun and Bronson are the behemoths who will kill people. So for the next member, you need someone who's more like the technical kind of wrestler, like Seth is.
Yeah, and
also Ethan can be very scheming and stuff like that. It's like and ruthless. So it's like, oh, I really hope this happens.
Yeah, I mean, he fits so, like you were saying, he fits so perfectly with them.
Mm-hmm. He immediately would get over on. It's like right away he's right in the thrust of the main big story on the main roster.
Yeah. Speaking about someone that's doing real good work, dude, Trick's doing some really solid work, dude.
I'm really enjoying Trick's heel work right now as a TNA champion. It's like this is leading to some good storylines. Now, for the moment, it's Trick versus Hendry in a rematch at Slammiversary, but we can't count out Mike Santana somehow getting involved and making it into the 3-way.
No, he can't.
Because it's taking place in New York. His hometown, his backyard. So you gotta assume Santana's going to get involved in some way after what happened on NXT. So we shall see. Some more NXT people showed up on TNA tonight. I don't know if you want me to. Well, I saw at least one. I've been keeping an eye on things. Earlier, I watched like the first hour before we started, because it starts at 8 Eastern.
I did get excited for the Slammiversary ladder match, though.
Yeah, though that looks like it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, the Hardys,
Rascals,
and the Rascals.
You two of your favorite tag teams right there, Hardys and the Rascals.
Yeah, yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna. I figured like, oh yeah, Josh is gonna like that match.
Yeah. All right. You got the Rascals and the Hardys? Yeah, sign me up. And the Nimbus are fine.
JC Jane showed up with the title on tonight's Impact.
Yeah, interesting.
So like,
how do you think they're doing with Thea?
I'm in a wait and see mode. Obviously, they got stuff going on, which is what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more. I think this might. It feels like it's like with Andre Chase. It's like a shifting character to make her better. Where like she's very. It's maybe more about like learning to control emotions because she let her emotions get to her with what happened with the Jada match. And I think that's what Laney was pointing out. It's like you haven't changed. It's like,
yeah.
So I think that's where that's going with that.
Anything else before we run down the Night of Champions card? So we're about an hour 45.
But it like with Dynamite, not a great show, but solid. Some good stuff, building blocks toward the next PLE.
Yeah, just Jasper Troy, man. You gotta learn how to kick out it too. Gotta learn how to kick out.
Yeah, that's like I was like, okay, he's attacked it. It's like they really hot Jasper Troy, and it's like, and well, that makes Booker happy, man, because that it's like Booker loves Jasper Troy.
I mean, I see what they see in Jasper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
he could be the next Oba.
He could. But all right, Night of Champions card.
All right, let's go over Night of Champions here real quick. Close out here. Hold on, let me pull up the matches real quick. Okay. So originally we're gonna have 5 matches, but then they had to pull the IC title match out because Dom is actually injured. So they replaced it with 2 matches. So now we're up to 6 for Saudi instead of the typical 5 that we're used to getting lately. So, all right. So we've got the King of the Ring tournament final, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. I think it's safe to assume Cody's going to win that because you got to have his rematch with Cena, and hopefully he's going to get the title back from Cena at SummerSlam. So, and then him beating Randy is like Randy's going to not take that really well, but everything will be okay for now, and that could easily sow seeds for him turning on Cody later. And then, this could be a train wreck unless Asuka can pull off a miracle. Asuka versus Jade Cargill.
Jay's going to win that.
Yeah, as much as I would love to see Asuka win and face Io, because like Asuka Io would be a fucking banger match.
It would.
I think Jade's winning this to set up Jade versus Tiffany at SummerSlam, and that's going to add more to more likely successful cash in for Naomi. Then we've got the 2 new matches that were added this past week. U.S. title match, Jacob Fatu defending against Solo Sikoa.
I don't know.
This could go either way. You could easily see Jacob winning and retaining, but it's like they could, if they wanted to add some real drama, they'd have Solo win the title thanks to shenanigans from like Hikuleo or something.
Because if Solo loses this, he loses all momentum.
Right. Yeah. Like, what's the point? It's like if he just beats him outright right off the bat. So I think the better move would be Solo stealing the title from him, and then him fighting to win it back.
Yeah, that or like Hikuleo comes out and like DQs it.
Yeah, and then you can set up a rematch at SummerSlam.
Right. Then you can keep going with it.
Then we got a street fight between Rhea and Raquel. That should be fun.
It should be fun. I just don't want Super Rhea. Just have someone else come help her.
I think so because it's like, since this is a street fight, it's no DQ. The Prodigy's gonna try to help Raquel win the match, and so someone's gonna have to kind of help Rhea. We'll see if it's Nikki Bella or somebody else. Who knows? I would assume it's Nikki to set up a title match for the women's tag titles at Evolution. Because if Brie is not, they're not having Brie come back, then I can see them replacing Brie with Rhea because of the stuff with Raquel. And also, there's a little history between Nikki Bella and Roxanne. It's like Roxanne looks up to Nikki.
The Total Divas episode.
Roxanne was on a Total Divas episode interacting with her when she was just starting out in her Was that just before she started training around when she
was like 16, 17.
Okay, so she was still like
young.
early in her career when
she was just young.
She was really young. And got like, advice from Nikki. And remember they had an interaction at the Rumble. She got down and did the push-ups with Nikki right in her face during the Rumble match. So that's why I'm thinking I'm not going to be surprised if Nikki shows up to help Rhea win this match. I assume Rhea will win this match after what happened. I'd be really surprised if Raquel wins it.
I will be too. I just don't want Super Rhea. That's all I want. I want Nikki to come out and help.
And then we got some very intriguing possibilities that could happen here. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
I think Sammy's going to win it. I just need the story of Kross pushing Sammy over the edge.
Okay, Kane's going with Cody, Jade, Rhea, Kross, Solo, and Cena. Yeah, and then the main event, it's CM Punk versus John Cena for the WWE title. Cena's going to retain. Pull some shenanigans. But hopefully it'll be a good match. Hopefully Punk can pull a good match out of old man Cena here. So, yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Most of the I think the people winning are pretty clear here. There's only like a few matches here where like I'm thinking like the other person can win, but a lot of them are I'm like need to help set up SummerSlam.
CM Punk's gonna wither because there's too much oppression surrounding him.
So hopefully it'll be a good show. We shall see. It's going to be an early afternoon show, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep,
because of the time difference. So.
Yep. But that about wraps it up for us, guys. But new time next week because July 4th is on Friday. So I will be traveling. So we will be here on Wednesday at 8 Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. To kind of wrap up, we might be live reacting to AEW Dynamite. So it's going to be kind of we used to do this back in the day before we got to our Thursday time slot where we realized it was actually the perfect time to do that. And then obviously we've got Rev Sports Wrap It Up, which is going to take a break next week, obviously because of July 4th stuff. And then we'll be back the week after that.
So we will be on Wednesday next week because of 4th of July.
Yep. Yeah. So set your calendars, ring the doorbell, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Discord down below. It is.
I won't have to worry about running a Dynamite recap because Dynamite will be airing will be halfway done when our show starts soon. We'll comment on what's going on because we'll keep an eye on what's happening. So it's like we can react live to any important events that happen on next week's episode of Dynamite. Which is, it's the 300th episode. It's like they've already got some matches lined up, so we shall see.
Yeah, and plus with our show, we'll have Night of Champions to talk about. So it's not
like So we'll have SmackDown, Night of Champions, Raw, and NXT to talk about,
and then we'll live react to AEW as it progresses. But like we were saying, like, subscribe, ring the doorbell.
Thanks, Gabe, have a good night.
As we go along in this
journey. And Gift for joining us as always.
Yep, as always. So. If you don't know, now you do, because I'm just playing to get the rock music going, because I finally remembered to do it this time. So, have fun. Justin and I, thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next time, which is Wednesday, not Thursday next week. And we'll catch you all then.